Yo, what's good, guys? What is going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's see what we got to work with. All right, let me shut up the screen share real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so coming to market open, unfortunately, it's not an open like yesterday where I'm screaming, I'm like, guys, we have a setup, we're ready, let's do this. You know what I mean? We're close, but not close enough. All right, now there's a few things I want to talk about for the charts. All right. Now, first things first. I know last night I kept mentioning like, hey, I really want to look to take longs, which I kind of set it around here, which looked amazing. Or I set it around here. It looked amazing at the time, and I absolutely loved it. But there's a little bit of a problem, and that problem is mainly the SMT. All right. Now, what you might be like, yo, what are you talking about? Like what SMT? Okay. Well, if you look at ES, for today, if we compare both ES and NQ, look at the difference. All right. ES, on the other hand, while NQ was grinding up, like slowly going up, working towards the inverse that we wanted to see with all the confirmations and blah blah blah. You get the point, right? All that stuff, it was there, we liked it, whatever. Right. The problem is that ES did this exact movement right over here, just stronger. All right. So let me show you guys. All right. Look at this. Right. Let's compare the movements here. All right. Let me clean out some levels here real quick. All right, just like that. All right, so ES has all-time highs over here, and we have all-time highs on NQ right over here. Look at the difference, right? You see what I mean? We still have room to go higher, right? On ES, on the other hand, we took it out. All right, so for those wondering, hey, we are selling off like crazy right now. I know you had a bullish bias. What do we do now? Well, right now it's kind of getting more adjusted. Oh, am I talking? Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Oh, okay, it's just one person saying it. All right, yeah, okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm making sure. But yeah, coming into market open, it's kind of waiting for the market to give us a, I guess you could say, new reaction. I want to say, um, but yeah, because right now, I mean, although we were leaning more towards bullish, which we could still be bullish, it's not really a big deal. It's just we need to see how the market wants to react based off of this all-time high sweep. I mean, do we want to hold above it? Do we want to sell off? Right now, it kind of seems like we're selling off. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to see what we could do off that. All right, but yeah, so far, what we could do is in the meantime, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just got on the markets right now, so I kind of have to mark out new levels and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and mark out my levels real quick, which I don't have on ES, since ES is the leading one for now. The whole reason as to why NQ and the whole market is going down in general is mainly because obviously ES is dumping because of the all-time high sweep. All right, so what can we do here? Well, I want to go ahead and mark out these main levels of liquidity, which is gonna be the New York low over here. Yeah, this New York low, since it was created at 9:45. Right, so we're gonna mark this out as the NYLOW. DOL. Then we have the Asia low drawn liquidity right over there, right? So we have the Asia low DOL. And we're about to take out this London low drawn liquidity right over here. And we're about to hit the new low of day, which is about to break out right over here. All right. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. On the 5-minute time frame, I did get a quick look on NQ because I just hopped on the charts. But I did get a quick look on NQ. And from the looks of it, if we can take out this London low drawn liquidity, right? Real quick, hold up. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm live on YouTube. What's good, YouTube? What's going on, guys? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? All right, hold up. Let me go ahead and put out that I'm live on YouTube. One sec. There we go. And let me put it out here. Yeah, we are currently selling off like crazy right now. But so what I want to do right here, guys, is okay. Let's kind of take a step back. I know there's people tuning in and all that stuff. And by the way, guys, good morning and welcome. All right, let's try to make another day count here. All right, so far we're doing amazing for the week. We got to keep up the streak. All right. So back to what we were saying. Right now, the whole reason as to why the market is selling off is because ES kind of had more of a bullish SMT throughout the overnight session. I'm sure for the people tuning in, you guys read last night that we were looking at longs, right? We want to take longs off of this 5/15-minute bearish FEG with all the confirmations lining up. But right now, obviously, that's not going to be the case. All right. And the reason as to why is because ES had the same exact setup, just ES was a little more pointed up, right? What I mean by pointed up is look at NQ, right? It's like on like it's just like going up like this. While ES is kind of going up more like this, right? So obviously there's a lot more strength on ES than there is on NQ, meaning that ES or causing ES to hit all-time highs or our price targets a lot faster than NQ would have. All right. Now, the whole reason as to why the market is selling off is because obviously on ES being the leading index for this morning or for today, the overnight session being counted, we took out the all-time highs, and obviously us taking out all-time highs with the leading one, we're gonna sweep it sometime soon, right? We typically price doesn't really hold above all-time high for too long. If anything, it'll be like 1 day or two, right? So yeah, that's exactly why we're selling off right now. Now, we are currently selling off into our objectives. These objectives being the London low, the Asia low on NQ, or maybe even the external / New York low right down here, right? But here's the good thing about this. And let me drink some water real quick. Hold up. Okay, because I just woke up and I didn't drink water before. Anyways, here's the good thing about this. Here's the pretty thing about the setup. All right, guys. What I want to see, or what we're possibly seeing, is right now, ES took out the London low. This London low sitting at 6,360.50, right? We just took out this objective to the downside. If we look over on NQ, obviously we haven't taken anything out to the upside, and we still have room for higher. So we have the all-time high, Asia high, New York high, and the London high, right? Which let me go ahead and mark out real quick. London high. Now you might be wondering, like, yo, David, are you dumb? Like, why would you want to be looking for upside when the market is selling off like crazy right now? Isn't the whole bias bearish? Well, guys, you got to keep in mind, we just sold off to hit the objective to the downside. Keep in mind, on ES, we took out the London low, right? And some extra lows down here as well. A little bit extra, right? But the main level being the London low. And on NQ, we just took out a very strong level of drawn liquidity, which is going to be our Asia low right here, right? Look at this, guys. A straight bounce off of this level, right? And look how the market is reacting, right? So although we sold off, guys, the whole reason as to why we were selling off in the first place was to take out the objective to the downside, which was the Asia low right down here, and obviously on ES, the London low. I keep repeating, right? So what can we do here? Like you might be saying, like, yo, you're yapping like crazy, but what's the game plan? Well, for now, on the smaller time frame, as long as we hold above on both ES and NQ, as long as we hold above 23,170 or our session lows, which on ES is the London and on NQ is the Asia, as long as we're able to hold above this level of liquidity, and it'll be an extra point if we can get a little bit more buying pressure than what we're getting right now, or a little bit more, right? If we can get a little bit more buying pressure and we hold above this level of liquidity, pretty much what we're getting is two confirmations in one kind of push. You know what I mean? Those two confirmations being the DOL sweep, or the DOL sweep followed with an MSS model on the smaller time frame, right? Because if you look at like the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame, you will notice that we're creating the main high, lower high, lower high, and lower high, and the main low, lower low, and lower low. It's not taking out the objective and now creating the main high and higher high. So the market is creating higher highs and higher lows on the smaller time frame. Right now, obviously, we just swept the level of liquidity, so it's only going to be valid on the 1 minute time frame, which we don't really trade, but it's always good to know that the market is trying to reverse on the smaller time frame. But on the 5 minute time frame, we're currently trying to start forming the MSS model. So it's going to start off in smaller time frame, right? So it's going to go from the 1 minute to the 5 minutes to the 15 minutes to the 30 minutes to the 1 hour time frame, and so on. All right. So what we're trying to see right now is, right now, guys, once again, to summarize it all up, we took out the level of liquidity. As long as you're able to hold above it and break past new candle highs every single time, my bias is going to start leaning more towards bullish, although I know the market off open was selling off. But remember, we hit the objective. All right, so what you might be wondering, okay, what happens if we're staying bullish? Where can we enter? I want to talk money, right? Where can I make money? All right, well, right now, as long as buyers are able to step in and shoot price out from where we're at right now, which we're kind of selling off a little bit still. Obviously, sellers are still in the picture here, right? As long as we don't break any new lows, we can stay bullish. But if we bounce about 70 points, which sounds like a lot, I know, but if we get one really good bounce and buyers really step in, 70 points should be a pretty reasonable amount to go up. Not anything crazy, right? So if we could push up about 70 points, guys, we can look to take a 5 minute IFEG off of the first 5 minute time frame, I mean, off the first 5 minute fair value gap that was created this morning, which if you measure it out, it's about a 80-point candle, right? And look at this, red to green, which is beautiful. So now all we need to do is pump up about 55 points. I mean, it was 70 just a second ago. Now it's 55 points. Now this is really reasonable. All right. So what I want to do, guys, right, is I want to give the market a few minutes to kind of push up here, right? I want to give the market a few minutes to push up here. We try to see what reaction we get off of this fair value gap. If we can inverse this fair value gap with a lot of buying pressure, we're going to look to take an inverse off of this fair value gap and look to target 4 price targets. Those 4 price targets being the London Hydron liquidity at 23,283, right? Being this level right here, right? For a 1-to-1 ratio trade, or yeah, around there. Yeah. Then our second price target will be above the second inverse, which was the inverse from yesterday on the 15-minute time frame, which is the one over here, over at 23,349, which is about 95 points away. Then we have the Asia Hydron liquidity at 20,367 right here. And we have the one at 20,424, which is the all-time highs right over here for about 170 points. All right. That is the current game plan for this morning, or for now at least, right? If something switches up or we turn bearish or whatever at any given time, we can always play with the market, right? So right now, this is what we're looking at for now. All right, guys. Now, unfortunately, I really wish I could be like, off open. Oh, guys, we have a setup. Let's go. I love those mornings. But unfortunately, today is going to be a little bit of a morning where we might have to wait maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Maybe we don't even get anything at all. Who knows? All right. But in the meantime, all that matters is that we're trying to get something to work out here. All right. Now, I will say, I don't really think NQ is going to push up too much just yet. And remember, guys, the key word is just yet. All right, and the reason I'm saying that, guys, is because obviously with ES being the one that makes that's making the market go down, with all the strength that it had, ES needs to slow down on the selling, right? We still have a lot of sellers interested. They're still trying to make the market go down, blah, blah, blah. They're late to the party, right? So notice how after we took out this level of liquidity, at least for now, the selling pressure is definitely dying down quite a bit. Notice how we're starting to get a little bit of wicks here. This is because we took out the liquidity, we're understanding what the market is doing, and buyers are slowly trying to step in, but sellers aren't letting them just yet. But we know that buyers are trying to step in. As you guys see right here, we're struggling to break past new lows, right? We're starting to get some candle wicks here and there and all that stuff, right? So we need buyers to start stepping in very slowly, but very surely. All right, guys. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right. So yeah, now as ES starts kind of reversing and trying to reverse and showing that extra buying pressure coming in, if ES can start showing some buying pressure with NQ being the stronger one to the upside, we should be able to see about, I would say a safe amount would be like, if ES goes up, NQ should be able to go up at least 1.5 times stronger than ES, if that makes sense. All right. So yeah. Now, someone here is saying that we have home sales at 10 in the morning. I don't know if we had... Today's Wednesday or today Thursday? Ah, damn, today's Wednesday. Oh, I felt like a Thursday today. All right, anyways, let me check up Forex Factory real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so today, in fact, we have nothing. Are you sure you're looking at the right home sales? Apparently, we have home sales in 5 minutes, but Forex Factory isn't really telling me anything. Is it an orange folder? Wait, why do I have orange folders filtered out? That's weird. Anyways, it's an orange folder. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy, but hey, if we can get a nice push up with home sales, shit, who are we to complain? You know what I mean? I'll definitely take it for sure. So yeah, home sales is set to come out in 4 minutes. It's an orange folder. It doesn't really do anything in the market. I won't lie. But who knows? Who knows? You never know. It could be the craziest news in the world, and it'll go crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, for today, yeah, nothing crazy. Tomorrow might be a little bit extra volatile during the morning. So obviously we'll be paying attention for the markets tomorrow. But for today, all we have is just the 10 a.m. news. All right. So like I said, guys, all we kind of want to see right here is just hopefully with the news coming out in 40 minutes. 40 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. My bad. Hopefully we. All right. What I was gonna say was hopefully we can get a push up to the upside, but I don't know what that was. All right. All right. I'm assuming something might have came out of Trump's mouth or something, because I think he's talking right now, right, on AI or something, the AI sector. I don't know. I saw something on that. But anyways, all right. It doesn't really matter because we still have to wait for the setup regardless. But that push down wasn't really greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? We want to see something to the upside. Now, if we do want to chase something to a downside, unfortunately, I don't have anything. Wait, let me see something here. Hmm. I was gonna say a second ago that I didn't have anything to the downside to really trade, but if the market remains it will have to be very bearish. But if the market remains really, really bearish to the point where we're going down and there's no stopping, we could probably look to take something here. I mean, I didn't know. I was about to say, guys, we don't have anything to the downside, but we kind of do right here. Now I'm not really married to this setup right here. It's something like it's like last resort. You know what I mean? Like if the market is selling off like crazy and there's no retracement happening anytime soon, we can have this as our final resort or last resort type of setup. And in fact, we are currently bouncing from it as well. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I'll have this just in case. I'll have this level just in case. But for now, obviously, I'm still leaning more towards bullish as long as we hold above this level of liquidity. Although we just did get a little dump here. I don't know why. I mean, it was literally a 10-point sell off. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll recover back with existing home sales if it comes out bullish, of course. All right, the 15-minute FEG. Which 15-minute are you talking about? Because we have a few. We have this one. We have this one. We have yeah, no, those two. That's pretty much it. This one. Now with this, I'm assuming you're talking about this one. I wouldn't take this 15-minute inverse because if we inverse this 15-minute fair value gap right here, you're about 2 points away from entering the 5-minute fair value gap above. So if you want to be a little bit more safe than sorry, just wait for the 5 minutes to get inverse as well. You're still gonna get a pretty good price target regardless if the buying pressure is there. If you want to be risky, go for it. But if you want to be a little bit safer, I would do this one instead. But yeah, we have existing home sales coming out in 1 minute now. I will say though, if the news comes out very, very bearish, which I'm not really expecting so much, but you never know, right? You never know. If the news does come out bearish, maybe we can take something here. Maybe it's a maybe. It's a maybe. I'm not really too like you know too going crazy with the setup is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like it's just there. You know what I mean? It's just sitting there. I mean, it's just chilling there. But we can definitely do something there if the selling pressure does continue. Now, the reason I don't really like the setup so much, guys, is because well, we are selling off quite a bit here. But I mean, it's we took out a lot of levels of liquidity around this area. Although we do have lower for the New York low, we have two New York lows and the Asia low below and everything. Let me delete this. This is a thing from yesterday. All right, news came out. So let's see what we do here. But we do have some extra lows below. So if the selling pressure does come in really, really strong, although we were hoping for a DOL sweep, which we can probably get here, but if the selling if it does stay strong like this, we could probably look to take shorts from here. But I would only take it if it's very impulsive selling, like very, very impulsive selling. If not, I obviously will not take it. But right now, it kind of does seem like it is a little bit of an impulse selling. Obviously, we have the news candle coming out, so we gotta keep that in mind. All right, but in the meantime, let me kind of get this ready just in case we do end up getting shorts, for today. All right, guys, give me 1 sec here, just in case. You never know. Now, I'm still trying to decide or trying to see what the market is trying to do because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. With that, thanks to that unexpected sell off that we got in the previous candle, we created an exact 40-point candle here, which also creates another bearish rally gap over here. All right, so if sellers don't want to step in, which I'm not really expecting too much, although they're stepping in right now, we could still probably get a reversal here. So, like I said, guys, you might be wondering, like, yo, you're saying bullish 1 second, bearish 1 second, bullish 1 second. It's because, guys, I'm still trying to like read what the market is giving me. You know what I mean? 1 second is bullish, 1 second is bearish. All right, guys. So obviously, if there's no trades going on right now, I won't give you guys anything. I'm trying to just get a reading here in the market. All right, so I'm trying to see what type of reaction we get based off this level of liquidity. Right now, we sold off through it, and now we're holding above it, right? So it's like we're bearish, we're bullish, we're bearish, we're bullish. All right, so it's kind of hard to decide what we're trying to get right here when we're trading so close and so kind of indecisive around this level of liquidity. All right, guys, so just give the market some time to really give you a nice and like readable reaction so you can kind of know where the market is going. All right, so right now we're trying to see, right? So if we're going to be bearish, if obviously if the selling really steps in and continues, right, we can look to take an inverse off this 5-minute bullish rally gap and target anything here or everything here, in fact, right? These three levels. Now, if that's not the case, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a pretty long time. We're talking about 80 points, maybe 75 points. We're gonna have to push up 75 points to then get this inverse, to then push up yet another 100 plus points to hit all of our price targets, which is a little crazy for today. I'm not gonna lie, especially with no news, but I've seen it happen. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Now, if the market ends up chopping around this range, which I will say today's open is definitely not like yesterday's open where it was just a knife down. If we chop up, obviously I'll tell you guys, hey, this is not tradable. Obviously, I would suggest not trading this and not getting caught up in this. All right, but in the meantime, we're still trying to get a read here. All right. Now, obviously, I know I want to be more bullish. I like the way longs look a lot more. But here's the problem. I probably don't want to look into longs, or I'm not interested in longs as much anymore, mainly because I'm just not trying to wait for a 80-point push up to then push up even more to get more of a price target. I'm not trying to do that, bro. I mean, if the market pushes up 100 points in this type of market right now, I would say that that's enough for a pump up. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to wait for a 100-point push up to then wait for another 100-point push up. No, that's too long. All right, so what I'm gonna say is, right now, buyers tried stepping in, and sellers are trying. I'm gonna say trying to reject the market right back down. Hence the green to doji / red candle for now, at least. And we are right next to a bullish rally gap that we can go ahead and inverse, especially with the selling pressure trying to step in. So if we get a nice impulse below this low break, we can definitely try to look for some shorts below this rally gap, especially now that we're so close to this inverse right here. Why would we want to wait for this one to get inverse when we could just take something here? You know what I mean? As long as it looks good with the volume, of course. You know what I mean? All the confirmations are there. But we just need that selling volume. So the way it would look, I would say, is let me delete this. We hold below this level of liquidity, which will give us our bearish reasoning / bias, right? Because obviously, if we took out an objective to the downside and we're not holding above it after we took it out, that just means that sellers are still strong, buyers aren't as interested, and if sellers are strong, we're probably going to shoot it down into our next objective, which will be this New York low from yesterday. All right, and that's what I kind of want to see right now. So what we could do is we could probably look to take shorts from this inverse over here, have about a 30, I'm going to say 30 because the market isn't too crazy today, right? We can look to have a 30-point stop loss, right? The usual 30. We have a 1 to, what is it, like 1.2, 1.14 risk reward, which is greater than 1 to 1, right, by 0.14. Right, and then we could look to target the rest with our runners for 75 points and over 125 points. So it's pretty much the same exact trade as this one, just to the downside. You know what I mean? And obviously right now we're getting a little bit more of a read to the downside, so we could probably get the setup working a lot more, especially now that we're a lot closer to this entry than this one over here. All right. Now I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A little thing to get worried about is ES was the weaker one, and now ES is the stronger one. You know what I mean? Now ES is trying to go up, and NQ is trying to go down. All right, so we'll see what type of reaction we get based off this. Like I said, as long as these two indexes are able to hold below the levels of liquidity, ES being the London low and NQ being the Asia low, I will remain bearish. All right, now you might be wondering, okay, well, what if we don't inverse the fair value gap and we kind of chop up or start grinding up very slowly? Well, unfortunately, we don't really have any other setup to really work with around this area until pretty much 100 points above, right? So if that's going to be the case where we start pushing up and we start getting weak around this area and buyers start stepping in, mainly because of ES, unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to patiently wait. I would say it's safe to say all day for us to push up 85 points to hit this fair value gap inverse to then take another entry. So this setup, if anything, guys, if we're gonna start focusing on this setup instead, if buyers start stepping in out of nowhere, or not really out of nowhere, but if they start stepping in very soon, which we still don't know, as price is still sitting on top of the level of liquidity, so we don't know if 1 second we're breaking below, 1 second we're breaking above. It's hard to tell. All right. So right now, like I said, I'm actually really hoping that we're able to sell off. But if that's not gonna be the case, guys, this setup might be something for the PM session, if not for tomorrow. All right. So this setup up here, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm making it seem like 85 points is impossible to see in the market. All we need is two really good candles, and we're there. But I mean, let's just go based off the worst. I mean, so we don't our expectations aren't through the roof. What I mean. But yeah, hopefully this candle is able to flip from green to red. That'll be the cherry on top confirmation that we would want to see, and we just got it. In fact, we just got it. So this would be the green to red candle flip that we would want to see. Now we need two more things. Three more things. We want to break below this current low of day, right? This one right down here where my mouse is. We want to get obviously hold a green to red with enough selling pressure, and obviously we want to go ahead and inverse the fair value gap so we can get a pretty valid entry into shorts to target these three levels below. All right, so that's what we want to see. Now, in the meantime, let me go ahead and kind of mark out these levels. 5. And the final one was, now I will say the market today, it's definitely not as stable as the one from yesterday. Although it looks good, it's not horrible. But it also isn't the best. I mean, look at the market that we had yesterday, guys. Look at and by the way, not to glaze or anything, but we caught this entire move. But guys, look at the market open from yesterday compared to the market open today, right? We're getting a pretty nice trend here, but definitely not as strong as the sell-off from yesterday, right? Check this out and check this out, right? I mean, it's definitely something, right? But anyways, we are getting a little bit more selling pressure stepping in here. Let me kind of adjust this real quick. There you go. We are getting a little bit more selling pressure, although it's not the strongest because we're selling off, we're pushing up, we're selling off, we're pushing up. We're getting the idea on what the market wants to do. All right. So like I said, as long as we're able to get a very nice and like, I don't know how to explain it, but like a very nice impulse below, because look at this, what I mean, we're selling off, we're breaking new lows, we're going back up, we're selling off once again, we're going back up, and then the process just keeps repeating, right? We don't want this trade, we don't want to be in a trade when the market is doing this, because obviously it's gonna shave off years from our lifespan from the stress and overthinking that we're gonna have. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that the market is as clean as possible. All right, I told you guys this yesterday, and we actually agreed on it, or actually maybe on Monday, right? We agreed on it. Where recently, for these last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I have been taking trades that I don't usually take. Why? Because sometimes the setup might be there, but the volume I don't like, or whatever. So if the volume, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, although we do have a good looking setup here, with this volume that we have here, when we're going up, we're shooting down, we're going up. If that's gonna be the case when we get this inverse, I don't care if the setup plays out. I simply just won't take it. I only want to be trading markets like the ones from yesterday. The ones from yesterday, they're crazy, right? We love these type of markets, right? We can't complain, right? And I mean, they play out in about 10 minutes, which is even better. All right. So I just don't want to be in markets where it's very, very like out of control, where we're pushing up one candle, we're selling off the next candle, we're pushing up the next candle. I don't want that. I don't want that. Look at this. You know what I mean? We're breaking past new highs, new lows, and it's like it doesn't know what it wants. You know what I mean? So hopefully we're able to get a nice impulse below, but if not, I'll wait till we get it. All right. So yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather take a trade. Exactly. I don't like those 2-hour trades. You know what I mean? It's Trump. That's why we're going up and down. But these up and down movements, I don't really think they're Trump, because you guys know Trump, and you guys know that the markets like and dislike Trump, right? When he's talking, we're not really pumping and dumping 20, 30 points. We're pumping and dumping 200, 300 points. You know what I mean? So I don't really think these candles are caused by Trump. I could be wrong, but typically these candles caused by Trump, they're typically a lot more volatile, for sure. Like there's a lot more volume behind them. So yeah. All right. Yeah, too much manipulation. You're gonna be staying cash. No problem, bro. No problem. If you don't like the market, obviously, really good discipline on your end on calling it. You know what I mean? But yeah. We just got the 30-point rejection off the fair value gap. Is that good? No, because right now we're not really so bullish, right? if we're going to be bullish, we're going to wait for this fair value gap up here to get inverse. But right now, with this fair value gap, we're not looking for a 30-point bounce. We're looking for a nice rejection or inverse off of the fair value gap. So we want to look for something here. I remember, we're not really looking for a like regular fair value gap. We just want to do an inverse instead for this one at least. Hey, Blast, why do you count the New York Open candle as a fair value gap even though the wick on the candle is a little long? Well, because like more of the candle is more of the wick. I mean, no, what did I say? Most of the candle is a body candle. You know, it has a little bit of a wick here, but a good amount of the candle is a body candle. I mean, about most of the candle here, or like the body of the candle, is 40 points itself. You get what I'm saying? So it definitely is a valid fair value gap here. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. But anyways, we're getting a little bit more of an impulsive sell-off. I'm sure you guys saw. Look at this right there. That's the impulsive sell-off that we wanted to see. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Although I do like the setup a lot, I kind of don't like the conditions of the market currently. Like they're good, but it's like, you see what I mean? Like we sell off, then we go back up. We're probably gonna flip back green, and then the next handle we're gonna go back red. I'm really not trying to get stuck in a trade like this where we're going up and down, seeing drawdown, seeing green, seeing drawdown. I'm not trying to see that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see a very clean and stable movement to one direction to then take that direction. You know what I mean? But yeah, if we're gonna be selling off like this and pushing right back up, I mean, what's the point of taking the trade? You know what I mean? I only want clean movements. All right, but if we do end up selling off, which on my trade of it's a little bit more real time. It kind of seems like sellers are still trying to step in. We're about to break the low. So for now, I mean, we are still looking at the setup with a 30-point stop loss. But if we're able to get a very nice, like I would say like buttery, smooth break below with no hesitation, no nothing, I would take the short position into the New York lows. All right. So yeah. But for now, we're just waking up constantly, and it's a whole bunch of stuff, I would say. And ES kind of has this fair value that's currently bouncing from, but I don't know if it's going to be too much of an issue, especially with NQ being the stronger one for now, and the whole overall market bias being pretty bearish. So let's see what we can get here for sure. I mean, hopefully, I would hope we have enough room to kind of at least shoot down 35 more points from here on out, so we can at least see one price target, you know, one level of liquidity there. But let's see. I mean, it's like sellers are trying to step in and buyers just keep bouncing around this area. I mean, like I said, I want a very nice and smooth break. Not anything clean, no hesitation, no nothing. Just a nice, clean break, no questions being asked. You know what I mean? Let me catch up with YouTube. But you guys see what I mean? Like, there's that hesitation in the market that it knows that it wants to go down into the objectives below, but it's just that one buyer sitting in the back of the room just stopping everyone, bro. That's the one thing that's why I'm saying that the setup is good. It just could be a little bit better with in terms of volume. I only like impulsive volume. I hate trading like slow and like semi indecisive markets. I don't like that. I don't like when it's going up and down, in fact, I don't think anyone likes that. You know what I mean? But I want to see one nice clean movement. Look at this. I told you guys. The next candle back green. So hopefully this candle is able to flip from green to red. But from the looks of it, man, it's just kind of choppy around here. You know what I mean? Although we have an entry and everything in the model and everything, it's just like we know, like if we know that if we take this trade, from the looks of it, current at least right now, it's gonna, you know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? There's no denying it. We're gonna see a little bit of drawdown. We're gonna see a little bit of pullbacks. Maybe get close to the stop loss and all that stuff. I'm not trying to deal with that. All right, but I'll see. Whenever we get the entry, if I like the way we break below or whatever, I'll let you guys know, hey, I'll take the setup. If not, you know, I'll just wait for the next one to come along, right? Because I might not just like the volume, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys in here, I'm seeing a lot of you guys in here saying that, yeah, I don't like the setup as much either. Or maybe not the setup, just the volume. You know what I mean? The setup is perfect. But the volume, on the other hand, it's the one that's really to worry about. I mean, because look at this. I mean, you guys already saw it. We impulsed like crazy to the downside. We broke a new low and everything. And right now, we're about to break new highs. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to really decide whether we like the setup in terms of volume or not. Because one second we're looking good, the next second we're looking like the setup isn't gonna play out. So yeah. And worst comes to worst, guys, we can always wait for a little bit later in the day. And if we end up getting a bullish bias, we can always just wait for this one as well. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot more patient. Like, what I mean? We're gonna need a little bit more patience behind it, obviously. But it's better than sitting red, at any given time. Especially with the setup looking super good. But yeah, for now it's kind of just like not too much to really look forward to. And we can still sell off. It's just one green candle, but it's not the candle that I'm worried about. It's the overall outlook of the market. Pretty much just us chopping out around this area and not really doing much, whether it's pushing up or pushing down. It's just not, you know, not anything crazy. But yeah, yeah, this price is not ideal. Yeah, pretty much. It's not really that it's unpredictable. It's just pretty much, yeah. That I guess you can say that as well. It's kind of like it's just indecisive. You know what I mean? Like one second we're getting a bearish bias, the next second we're holding above the level of liquidity, giving us a bullish bias, and the whole 9 yards. So I guess for now, guys, I guess we could chill out in the market for maybe a few minutes and try to see what the market really wants to do. Hopefully, it's a clean read. But in the meantime, I mean, if you guys have any questions, I guess we can kind of like step away a little bit from the topic of the market, for a little bit, get a little bit sidetracked or whatever, just so it doesn't get too boring and I don't keep repeating myself over and over and over every 2 seconds. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I started the stream at 9:40 and it's pretty much 10:20, and I don't think I have taken a 5 second break to stop talking. So I'm gonna let you guys get your questions pretty much typed up in the chat while I wait for the setup to give us more of a bias, and I'm gonna take a breather. All right, because you guys might be like, yo, it's so early in the morning. How does this guy talk so much, bro? This guy, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, guys, let me know, man. Doom scroll, bro. I'm about to, bro. I'm about to. How can I see the points of a candle on Tradevate? I don't really think Tradevate has a ruler. I could be wrong, but I've never really seen one. I think it does have one, but on TradingView, it's pretty easy. You just hold Shift on your keyboard and you just click, and that's it. And just like that, you can see it. Let me see. Is it still valid? On my trading view, we reversed on your trading view. Well, all of our trading views are supposed to show the same chart. I don't know why yours is inverse when ours isn't. Are you sure you're on the right time frame or on the right chart? 100% sure. That's weird because for me, it never got inverse, and I'm sure we all have the same chart. If not, more people would have mentioned it. Let me double check. Yeah, no, it's the fair value gap is still there for me at least. Make sure you're on NQ1 and not MNQ because MNQ or a contract. In fact, it might be a little bit different. It's on MNQU. Yeah, that's why. It's a contract. Make sure you guys are trading NQ1 exclamation mark. 143. Yeah, okay. But yeah, let me see. Let me catch up with the chat here. Blas, can we talk about long-term investments? I wanted to play around with maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3K. Are you? What specific question are you asking? Or like, what would be my suggestion to you? Or let me know. Let's trade the Blast Index, bro. How do you execute trades quickly, like yesterday using TradingView or TradeAvate? Okay, so for those that are probably new to the premium or maybe wondering, how the hell do you have TradingView on your screen with your P&L at the bottom, guys? My screen doesn't actually look like that. I created a custom overlay for you guys specifically. All right. So I'm sure you guys have seen my setup before, my computer setup. I have two monitors. On my main monitor, which is the one in front of me, I have my trading view open. And on my second monitor, I have my trading view open and my Discord open. All right, on two different windows. All right. But I have a custom overlay. So when I'm streaming, you guys can see the best of both worlds. All right. But for me, executing my trades, I execute them on TradingView, and for me charting my trades or charting my charts, I guess you could say, I use TradingView just because TradingView is way better, visually. You know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense. All right. Hopefully this shop doesn't last much longer, and if it does, bro, I mean, we all have to come to agree that hey, this is not tradable. Let's come back another time. All right, but we don't want to be forcing out any trades in this type of volume. All right, OBS, yeah, it's a special way that I did it. Let me see. What's good, bro? David, can you trade on multiple accounts on TradingView? I'm gonna say not yet. I'm not gonna say no, but for now, maybe not yet. I'm sure, guys. In the TradingView community and the trading community in general and the profiting community, one of the most, if not the most requested thing to do or that's been asked is, can we please copy trade on these accounts? All right, and I'm sure TradingView, if they want to make probably millions in revenue, um, they should probably implement the copy trading feature. It will be amazing. But no, I don't copy trade on TradingView. Or no, you can't copy trade on TradingView. Not yet, at least, maybe. Whew. Well, I am so out of breath. David, which chart do you use on from TradingView, NQ or MNQ? I use MNQ U5. I never trade the minis. I never do NQ. All right, I always do micro Nasdaq. Bro, David, you don't like ES shorts? I don't like trading ES. Every time I trade it, I kind of always regret it. Yo, David, I missed my trade yesterday. I missed the trade yesterday due to my job, and I'm kicking myself for it. Bro, bro. Look, man, you didn't make a mistake, bro. Life happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm showering, or sometimes I'm sleeping, or sometimes I'm eating, and I'll be missing setups. You know what I mean? Dude, there's always gonna be next time. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up. Now, you should beat yourself up when you have rules and you know that you're breaking them and you have a losing trade. You know what I mean? Then you should be like, yo, like, you know what I mean? I have to learn my there's consequences behind breaking trades. You know what I mean? But bro, if you have a job, bro, and you're missing a trade, bro, that's not your fault, bro. There's always gonna be a next time. And that goes for everyone else in here, man. I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Look, your job, look, guys, all of our jobs in here, sorry for saying that word, but no, I was kidding. But guys, all of our jobs in here, guys, is not to catch every single move in the market. Guys, there's some of you that's it's 3 a.m. and you guys are pinging me in the chat. They're like, yo, we're pumping up. We just pumped up 20 points. Should we take it here? Bro, no. You know what I mean? Like, dude, trade and like your job is to get a little portion of the market, you know what I mean? Make some money and just run away with it. You know what I mean? Come back the next day. You know what I mean? So yeah. You can copy trade on Top Step X. Of course. Yeah, 5 accounts. 5 accounts. Don't say the J word, bro. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But yeah, hopefully that made sense, man. But yeah, guys, right now, from the looks of it, it's kind of a little bit choppy here. Not much I'm really liking too much whether we have a setup or not. It's just the volume. You know what I mean? Obviously, one part of trading is having a setup, and the other part is obviously the volume. You know what I mean? So yeah, I miss these trades. I miss a lot of the trades because I'm at work. You can't help it. I mean, dude, you know what I mean? The last thing you should do is obviously quitting your job. You know what I mean? That's to trade. No one should do that. All right. Now, let me kind of wake you guys up. All right, guys. I'm sure you guys can probably hear my finger, right? Like a wake up call. Guys, every single trader that you see online that claims to be a millionaire off trading, he doesn't only do trading. All right, guys. I get it. The dream career is, you know what I mean, mastering the markets, being the best at trading and whatever, to the point where you wake up, you don't even get up from bed or whatever. You open up your laptop, you make a quick $1,000 and you go to bed. Right? Once again, right? I hate to break it to you guys, but it's not always like that. All right? Let me explain. All right? I'm sure you guys know trading is one of, I'm not going to say the most because obviously it all comes to opinions. All right? Now, I don't want a doctor in here or the most stressful career that's other than trading to come into my DMs and be like, "Yo, bro, I don't like the way you said that trading was the hardest career. My career is even harder." I don't care. It's all opinions. All right? It's up there. Trading is up there. All right? Trading involves money. Money involves emotions. All right? When you're living based off only trading, right? And for the people laughing, You would be surprised. One time I said that trading was the hardest career that I've like probably like could think about at the time, and someone literally DM me saying like, "Yo, like, what's wrong with you?" Like, I'm like, "Yo, my bad, I came out the wrong way, bro. I didn't mean it like that, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like, well, what do you want me to say? Trading is easy? That's not the way I mean it, guys. And I'm being serious. I'm being serious. All right. So, guys, when it comes to trading and living only off trading, emotions will hit you like a truck coming towards you at 120 miles per hour. All right. And I really mean it. Maybe not physically, but mentally. And if anything, the truck is coming even faster. All right. Now, the reason I'm saying this, guys, is hear me out. Right. When you guys have something that you know is guaranteed, right? It could be a job paycheck, it could be passive income, it could be real estate, it could be your side business, it could be your nail business. I don't know, some other business, right? It's bringing in income that can take care of the bills, right? That means that you could be trading and be like, okay, I can stay cash for a week and not really have to worry about making money because I have my other businesses or my jobs bringing me income that can take care of my bills, right? Now, what if you don't have these businesses and you don't have these jobs, right? That, you know, that'll give you this passive, not passive, but give you this income to take care of your bills, right? The problem is with trading, although yes, Diego, I agree, trading is scalable, but here's the problem. Right now, let's say for example, I were to retire right now, right? I don't give you guys trades, I get off, whatever, right? And I tell you guys, okay, well, I'm done here. It's time for you guys to take care of yourself, right? And I'll say I will. It's an example, right? A lot of you guys are going to come into the market and be like, okay, well, let's see what we have here. Your emotions will be through the roof. You're dealing with money. And the problem is when you guys have a red day or when you guys stay cash for a long period of time, which will happen, right? What can happen, guys, is if you're relying off trading, let's say for example, right, you haven't had the best month. It happens, right? Some months will be red, some months will be break even, and some months you'll barely make money, right? It's happened to me, it's happened to you, it's happened to everyone. All right. What tends to happen is if you're late on, let's say for example, your car payment, your house, or your medical bills, or whatever, right? With trading being your only source of income, if you didn't make any money for that month, here's what happens: you're gonna start forcing trades in hopes of making money. And let me tell you guys, something forced in life. What's that saying? Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. All right. The saying in life goes, the saying that I go by is, hear me out. How do I word it? Let me see. And you guys gotta hear me out. You guys might be like, yo, what the hell did this guy just say? But really think about it here. All right. The thing is, I'm not really trying to say it or make it come out like in a bad way. Let me switch it up. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. All right. Give me a sec. Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay. So hear me out here. All right. Wait. I kind of forgot it. Wait. Hold on. Let me switch it up again. One second. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So the saying goes, guys, and hear me out here. Hear me out here. All right. In life, all right, in your body. Let's imagine in your body. All right, and really hear me out here. If you have, hear me out. If you have to force a fart, it's probably shit. All right. Now you might be like, yo, like what did this guy just say? No, no, no. Think about it. Think about it. No, guys. Think about it. Think about it. No, no, no. I'm no. It's just the best comparison I can really say about it. All right. Really, no, guys. Stop typing in the chat. All right. Think about it. If you have to force a fart, it's probably shit. If you have to force a trade, it's probably gonna be shit. Do you get what? Guys, am I not a genius? Let me cook. Exactly. I'm telling you guys, it's some real shit. I'm telling you, like literally, bro. Think about it. Think about it. Guys, if trading is your only source of income and you didn't make any money for the month and you're behind on bills, if you have to force a trade, it's probably gonna make you lose money. And that's why I tell you guys, trading should never, ever, no matter how good you are, trading should never be your only source of income. Never. All right. And the good thing about, I get it. You guys are going crazy. You know what I mean? Like going crazy on the saying, whatever. But guys, am I right or am I wrong? I know it might seem like, yo, this guy's talking about shit. Like, what the hell? Think about it. All right. I'm right. I know I am. I know I am. All right. Think about it. Right. Really think about it. All right. So yeah, guys, the beautiful thing about trading is that you can finish the day in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or maybe not even trade for the entire day. But it gives you that freedom to open up 20 other businesses that can make you even more money. All right. So that's the good thing about it. All right. So if you guys are trying to make a living off trading, obviously don't be that type of lazy guy where you guys wake up, you make money in bed or whatever here and there, and you call it a day. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, right? I hate to burst your bubble, but you know what I mean? Trading is not all sunshine and rainbow where it's that easy. You know what I mean? It's really, you know what I mean? As long as you have 6 months worth of bills, you'll be fine. In a way, I mean, there's other ways to go about it, but I mean, there's some people that, you know, they don't really think like that. All right. But yeah. Say that with the face again? No, bro. Come on now, bro. Bro, the fact that I said that with a straight face is whatever, bro. Anyways, next topic. All right. Anyways, guys, the market is still kind of chopping up here. We're still waiting on something to come up here, but so far nothing crazy. All right. What's good, David? Would you say the gap is filled? No, not yet. We still have a few more points in the gap that we can still inverse and take an entry from. It's just right now the reason as to why I'm not really so confident is because look at the volume. Look at what we're dealing with. Nothing crazy. All right. Okay. Anyways, next question here. Let's see what Drew has to say. Let me drink some water here. All right. You got me dying, but I mean, bro. And I said it with a straight face because that's how you guys know that I'm serious. That I go by that saying. You know what I mean? Anytime you guys force a trade, it's probably gonna be shit. Why? Because you're forcing something that's not even part of your rules. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me see. Question about taxes. Do you recommend getting an LLC even if you're not profitable yet, and still placing it under your business name? Yes, and I'll explain why in a second. Also, bro, the credit card that you use on the business for Apex, does it have to have the business name or can it be your personal? Okay, so first half of your question, right? I do suggest opening an LLC, and the reason as to why I say it, even though you might not be profitable yet, or maybe haven't requested your first payout, the reason I'm saying you should open an LLC is because any type of money that you spend, and guys, oh wait, hear me out, guys, all right? And really pay attention here. So if you guys are cooking, put it down. If you guys are playing games, put it down. All right? Because every single one of you guys here is a paying member. All right? Guys, if you have an LLC and your LLC revolves around trading, you guys can write off 100% of all of your Apex, Top Step, Tradeify, whatever eval costs, PA costs, and best of all, you guys can write off every single penny that you guys have spent in the premium because you're paying for an education on your business. All right. So it's a business expense. You're doing this for your business. All right. Which is under your LLC. So for those wondering, like, yo, the premium, whatever, it might be, you know what I mean? It might be like, oh, like I'm spending so much money, which you're really not. It's like $12, bro. Like, come on. You know what I mean? But you can write off every single penny you guys have. And by the way, we're kind of selling off here. You guys can write off every single penny that you guys have spent in the premium, on your evals, on your PA accounts, everything. You guys can write it off under your LLC. So should you open an LLC even though you're not profitable yet? Yes, you should. Right now, he also asked, also, for the by the way, I might have to lock in real quick. So although I really want to answer your question, we are selling off really strong here, which is what I wanted to see. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this open on my chart just in case. All right, but anyways, so you were asking, with a credit card, should I open it and use it under my business name or my personal? It has to be under your business name. For example, if you want your Apex account to be under your LLC or S corp or whatever, unfortunately, you need to make a whole new Apex account, open it under your business name, right? And when you're paying for evals, make sure you're buying it under your business card with your business name on the card. You cannot use your personal card because they're going to be like, yo, on Apex, the system is going to be reading, yo, you're a Blastoise Trades LLC, but you're paying with a card with David. You know what I mean? You're not David. You're Blastoise. You know what I mean? So we're going to ban you because we think it's credit card fraud or debit card fraud or whatever it is. All right, so make sure you guys understand that part. And if you guys need me to say it again, let me know. All right? But yeah. Anyways, guys, bro, we sell off and we go right back up, bro. This market is not it, bro. Wow. But yeah, so for those wondering, for the 556 people in here that you guys are currently, or 555 now, if you guys are listening to me, yes, when it's tax season, you guys, when you're CPA or whatever, or if you guys do your own taxes, you guys can write off the premium. It's an expense. I hope you guys know that. You know what I mean? So it's not really a waste of money. I mean, regardless, that money is going back to the government either way. You know what I mean? So why not write it off? You know what I mean? So if you think about it, kind of free education. You know what I mean? It's a win-win for everyone. But no, on a more serious note, yes, you guys can write off the premium. You guys can write off anything you spent, whether it's the mentorship or the lifetime premium, monthly, 3 month, or whatever, right? And obviously eval costs, PA fees, all that stuff. You guys can definitely write it off. All right. Do they ever check what you write off? Okay, so obviously there are millions of people sending in their taxes in a single month, right? So obviously, I don't really know how good they check everyone's write-offs. But for example, let's say you're writing off something for your business. For example, you're like, oh yeah, I paid for this guy's premium that cost $100,000. So I'm gonna write off $100,000. Obviously, the IRS is gonna be like, yo, you did not spend $100,000. Show us proof with a receipt and proof of everything, right? And that's when you get audited. I think that's the name. But if you're writing off like maybe like a $1,000 or a few thousand, whatever, that's reasonable. You know what I mean? They're promoting tax fraud. That's not tax fraud, bro. I'm just helping you guys, bro. Because yeah, it's a business expense. You guys are paying for an education for the business that you guys are trying to pursue. David charged me $100,000 for lifetime and returned it to me, bro. But your bank is gonna stitch on you once you get that money back, bro. If only it was that easy, bro. Not that I'm trying to do anything or anything. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you were to do it, do you, or I was about to say, would you have to pay your membership with a personal card or a business card? It doesn't really matter. It would be more. It doesn't matter actually. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You could still write it off. So we end up paying less taxes. Well, yeah, because at the end of the year, you guys have to pay 8%. But remember, guys, there's gross and there's net. Is that how it works? Gross and net. I think that's the right way to say it. Yeah, yeah, gross and net. Um, dude, I always forget the difference. Is net everything that you made total without the fees and everything? Gross is total. Okay, okay. So yeah, the gross is what you start writing down for your taxes, and after write-offs, deductibles, depreciation on your car, expenses, eval fees, PA fees, premium, whatever. After you write all of that off and you kind of give the expenses and everything, the list and the paperwork and everything, you're gonna come to a net profit that you made after business expenses, food, meetings, evals, PAs, premium, whatever it is. After all that, whatever that net number comes to, you have to pay a percent on that number. All right, so let's say for example, right? Let me give you guys a really good example. You guys made $200,000 for the year. All right. And for of those $200,000 for the year on paper, you spent about $50,000 on evals, which if you're spending $50,000 on evals, you guys let me know and I'll give you guys my mentorship because you probably need it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's for example. All right. But yeah, $50,000 on evals. All right. You on your taxes, you're gonna say, okay, I made $200,000 on year on paper. I spent for my business, I spent $50,000 to afford evals for my business. So I'm gonna write that off. So on after you do everything, right, you're gonna be left with $150,000 in total profits, in net profits for the year. Meaning that where depending on where you live, wherever you stay on the income bracket or the tax bracket, that's how much of a percent you're gonna have to pay to the IRS. All right, guys. So make sure you guys are getting those write-offs going. All right, guys. Whether it's trading, evals, premium. I keep saying premium because I want you guys to really understand in here that if you guys are in the premium and you guys are paying for the education and everything, you guys can write it off. So it's technically free. I like to think about it as free because regardless, that money is going back to the government. All right, guys. So yeah. Now, for my real estate investors in here, I did a little bit of research yesterday, and Trump actually ended up saying that he's planning or he's trying to work around getting rid of capital gains taxes on properties. So, guys, and you guys know the profits on properties, bro. Wow, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. All right. So for my real estate investors in here, I don't know if you guys knew or not. You guys probably did because that's your niche and your business. But that is huge news. So maybe in the future I might really get into like, I don't want to say scalping properties, but is that the saying? Is that what you real estate investors say? Scalping properties or flipping properties? Yeah. No, wholesaling is something else, right? Flipping properties. All right, I'm thinking about it as in trading. You know what I mean? Scalping, fast in and out trades. All right, but flipping. All right, maybe in the future I get into flipping properties. Now that there's no taxes, there's literally no downside to it. You know what I mean? So why not? You know what I mean? Thanks to the goat Trump. You know what I mean? But he's working on it. I did get word that he is, or not word. I read it online. I don't have any inside information, but I wish I did. You know what I mean? But they there have been sayings that he's planning on doing it. All right. So yeah. So, guys, regardless whether we get a trade or not today, at least you guys learned something new with taxes and everything. That could probably save you guys a little bit of money. Oh, wait, by the way, um, guys, BTCI and IPI paid dividends last night. How are you guys doing with them? Yeah, there it is. Another question on dividends. Hey, with dividends, do you lose all of your money if the market falls below where you got in, or is this some type of retention? Yeah, you'll probably be right on the trade, which is always good to know exactly when to enter. Which is always when I'm gonna let you guys know. All right, like when is a good time to enter? Would I be done if I buy dividends now? Not dumb, but not just not patient. You know what I mean? There's always, you know what I mean? There's always what's this talking about again? Oh yeah, I always wait for a life changing dip. I want to wait for the dip. Well, if you want to wait for the dip and you have money left, like spare money on the side, what you could do is you could just like start averaging in maybe a few $100, maybe a few $1,000. Not your full position, but as the market goes down, you just add on every single small dip. You know what I mean? I do, bro. I do. I really do. If you run on the trade, you still get paid by dividends. You do, yes. But that's why I tell you guys, make sure that when you guys are looking to invest into dividends or into these ETFs, make sure that you guys buy at a what you feel like is a good time, because anytime that they pay dividends, the stock market will go down. For example, AIPI, you might be wondering, yo, I'm an AIPI, we're gap down, we're gonna go to zero. Oh my god, what's going on? No, guys, relax. All right, that's how dividends works. All right. The way we work around this, guys, is we try to find growth ETFs, right? Meaning that these ETFs are stably going up as time goes on. Now, every month that they pay the dividends, right, in order for them to be able to afford giving out money to the investors, which is us, they need to take away money from the ETF and pay it out to everyone else, right? So, for example, AIPI ended up paying $1.27 yesterday or last night, right? Meaning that when the market opens, the stock will be down automatically $1.27 exactly. All right, and check this out, right? $1 and about 30 to 27 cents around there, right? That's exactly how it works. How? Because guys, remember, the manager is not gonna be like, oh man, it's time to pay my investors. Let me take money out of my Wells Fargo and just give it out. No, that's not how it works. He has to give out the money that's tied up inside of the ETF and pay it out to its investors. All right, which means that money being taken out of the stock makes the stock go down, but with us investing into dividends, we're getting paid a paycheck every month. All right, and the reason I'm telling you guys to focus on growth stocks is because anytime that the market gaps down, you need to make sure that it's stably able to go back up, so that when it pays again, it will go back down and it goes back up, and you're just in a never ending cycle of making money every month. All right, yeah, it's exactly why BTCI dropped. So for anyone wondering, like, oh my, like, we just got paid dividends, but the stock is going down. What's going on? Like, should I sell now, dude? I'm freaking out. No, guys, it's normal. It's completely normal. Just give the stock some time. Maybe a few days. Remember, you have a whole month. All right, you have a whole month for the market to recover back up, so you can make money and still remain green on your position. All right, guys. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, guys. Just so you guys don't freak out. All right, for my new investors in here. All right, it's a totally normal thing, and it is going to happen 100% of the time, every single month. All right, but yeah. Anyways, let me see here. Someone just compared it. It's like the first time you get a boner, bro. I mean, same way like the thing that I said about the fart. I guess. I mean, it sounds like funny on paper, but it's true. It really is true. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me see here. David, can I get a follow back on IG? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I only follow my closest people, bro, because if I follow you, bro, how much you want to bet that there's a lot of people asking in the chat, you'll follow me back as well. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to spend my whole day following people back on Instagram. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, let me see here. Uh, David, can you do another funded challenge? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been staying a little quiet on this, but I'm planning on doing something with funded accounts. Okay, for my people, I've been thinking because I want to get more. You guys know we engage a lot. This chat is active like crazy. All right, you guys are really close. I'm really close to you guys. You know, we're a community, right? We're a team. Um, I'm sure you guys know who Kai Sana is, or Sana, whatever it is, Kai, right? You know, you guys know who Kai is. You guys know how he does these like what is it called? It could be like what is it called? Something with a thon. Streamathon, I think it's called. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Marathon. Yeah, it's a marathon, but for streaming, right? What if I do something like that that lasts a whole month, but on prop firms where I'm giving away daily accounts, doing challenges and stuff like that, and I can make content out of it. A subathon, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Kai subathon, right? Where he plays the game for a month or he streams for a whole month straight or whatever, and he raises money for charity or whatever. Right? For me, what I could do is I could trade prop firms, which I always do, but we could trial new prop firms, we could do challenges, we could do special challenges, and I could do daily giveaways for a month straight where I give you guys funded accounts. All right. That sounds pretty good. And I was planning on doing that when I move into the new property because obviously I told you guys I'm gonna be upgrading the quality of the streams. All right, I'm gonna be updating the quality of the streams where it won't only be a chart with the P&L. I'm gonna be doing so much more. All right, guys. So yeah. And I stay on Discord. No, I'm gonna be on Discord. Don't worry. I'm just gonna be changing the way the streams look into like a better stream. Like it'll be a lot better. You know what I mean? You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean once it's ready. I'm working on it. I want to organize I'm gonna call it a propathon. I think it's called. I guess you can call it. Where I do giveaways on prop accounts every single day. I do challenges. We could do like trade offs with certain members where we win accounts and everything. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm not. I just want to be more like engaged with the community. You know what I mean? We make money on trading, but why not have a little bit of fun with it? You know what I mean? But yeah. And obviously, nothing with the trades is going to change or anything. It's just getting more engaged with the community and giving away more accounts so you guys can make money and obviously get free accounts or whatever. What's good, bro? What's going on? I know you've been busy. I still need help with the promotion code. When I signed up for the other night, do I need to open a support ticket? Not at all, my man. Right now I am still kind of look at how many DMs I have to catch on right now at least. All right, so your DM is definitely in here. But yeah, I have to catch up with a lot of people, and this is all throughout since yesterday. All right, so I have to catch up with all these people, and I have to catch up with yours and so many other people. So I'm trying, man. I'm trying here, bro. All right, keep in mind I'm only one person, not a team. Did you max out your Roth? Not yet, bro. I haven't even opened a Roth. I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. Continuation model to a downside of the 50-minute fair value gap. Right now, bro, we're not really worried on the continuation model or an inverse model or anything. The problem is the volume, bro. No matter what setup or confirmations we have, it doesn't really work out as good just because the volume is so dead right now. It's so out of control. It's going up, going down, going up, going down. I mean, it's like a staircase up, goes down, staircase up, goes down, staircase up, goes down. I'm not trying to trade that. You know what I mean? I'm waiting. That's why we're on live right now. We're waiting for something to spark up, and then we go from there. Just 7K a year, and you don't have to touch it after. I know, bro. I'm trying to get into it. It's just, you know what I mean? Right now, I kind of bought a property and all that stuff, so my money is kind of low. You know what I mean? So, David, let's spark up, bro. Money ain't low. Well, it's lower than it was. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, it got to the point where, dude, I'm not trying to spend 5K on a mattress. I'm financing it, bro. Cause, bro, that's too much money, bro. It's like very rarely, bro. Very rarely. Can I write off evals prior to my LC? effective date. Uh yes. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Yes. Now, it might be I don't want to give you a certain yes, but I'm sure you can because when I bought my car, I bought it before I opened my LLC. In fact, I bought it the month that I opened my, or a month before I opened my LLC, and I wrote off a good amount of that car. So, yeah, you can. You can. Yes, you can. You'd have to you be considered self-employed. So yeah, you can. All right. So if we're wrong, blame it on Squiddy. All right. He's the one that said yes. All right, not me. All right. Nah, but you get the point. All right. Let me see. You can write off expensive even without an LLC. Yeah, but maybe not as much, or maybe some stuff might not count as much. All right. How much is an LLC and is it a one-time fee? An LLC is something I suggest everyone should have, not even if you do trading, just in general, because not only does it protect you against lawsuits and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just tax advantages. Um, what was I gonna say? What was the question again? Oh yeah, how much it is, bro? Dude, I am fried out of my mind, bro. An LLC, it depends on where you live. In Florida, I'm pretty sure. Think about it as like an eval fee or a PA fee. Um, I don't know why I said that. It's nothing like a PA fee, dude. An activation fee. An LLC fee is like $100 in Florida, around there, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. But it depends on where you live. Some places might be $300. It might be free. It might be $10. I don't know. It depends on where you live. For Florida, I know that I ended up paying about $100 to get it registered under the state. Has David's one? No, I promise you I have not, bro. I am just fried off something, bro. I don't know what I'm fried off of, but I'm fried, bro. It's a. You said 100, dude. You could just say type the 100, bro. But I guess 100 works too. Nah, I get what you mean, bro. Don't worry, don't worry. Bless you, I did, bro. Yes, I do. Yeah, yeah. The Texas slang? No, bro. That's slang everywhere, bro. Trust me. Trust me. But yeah. Anyone trading from Canada and know how taxes work? One thing I will say is RIP to the people that live in Canada, because Canada does not fuck around when it comes to taxes. Our friend Karabi had to pay so much money because I'm pretty sure that Canada, depending on how much you make, if you make over a certain amount a year, you have to pay more than half of what you made in taxes. That is crazy, bro. I think it's like 56%, maybe less. But anything over 40% is even crazy. Like, dude, it's cooked, bro. It's like 56%, bro. RIP to my Canadians in here, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you guys are making that amount of money, I do not know why you guys are living in Canada. All right, I don't know what's special about Canada. Maybe there's the maple syrup or the ketchup lays that they make over there that they don't make in Miami, or something. But dude, I don't know what it is, but I don't think anywhere in the world is worth paying 56% um of taxes. It's the healthcare, but that's the same thing in like Europe and all that stuff. Unless Europe is also 56% taxes. Toronto girls, bro. I've seen the Toronto girls, bro. I don't think it's worth 56% of taxes, bro. Nah, no offense. No offense to anyone, bro. No offense to the Toronto girls in here, dude. They talk a certain way, bro. Like the Gerbers, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I see on Instagram. But yeah, no, I don't know what it is in the nothing in the world is worth 56% taxes. Italy is also 50%, over 50%. Isn't that all of Europe? I mean, I'm sure there's benefits to it, like free healthcare, like that America doesn't have. You know what I mean? But Italy. Oh yeah, I just read that. They have better quality. You know what? You got me there. I was gonna say, maybe nothing in the world is worth over 56% in taxes, but in Europe, it probably is, because the food that you guys are buying, the food that you guys are eating, is the best food in the world. Um, Florida or the U.S. has. I mean, dude, I probably look, guys. I go to Italy every summer or every 2 summers, I would say. Um, and the skinny to fat people ratio is like 98% to 2%. And the fat people are usually the older people that are retired and are just living life. You think they care about abs? No. So, you know what? you guys got me there. You guys definitely got me there because yeah, the U.S. food source and everything, it is horrible, dude. I promise you guys, you walk downtown in Miami, and it's like, bro, it's like 30% of people are skinny and 70% of people are fat as hell. Not even fat, obese. It is horrible. Yes, you know what? You guys got me there for sure. The tortas, yes, literally the tortas, bro. You're only 115. Well, I don't know if you live in Europe or not, but in Miami, 115, unheard of. Literally unheard of, bro. Well, not bro. I know you're a girl. My bad, but I say bro to everyone. You know what I mean? But dude, it is literally unheard of here, dude. Guys, if you guys can get, bro, it's just the thing that they put in food, bro. And over here, it's all processed food, bro. Like, there's no restaurants that are healthy. Dude, why'd you put me in a goblin barrel, bro? Come on now, bro. But yeah, bro. Anyways, bro. But yeah, no, it's crazy here, bro. But yeah, bro, anytime I go to Europe, bro, like the girls and the guys and everything, bro, they're all like fit, bro. They have abs, they look good, you know, all that stuff. And bro, in Miami, bro, psh, dude, for every 10 girls that you talk to, you might get one, maybe good looking one. You know what I mean? Psh, in terms of like, you know, yeah, pretty much. Bro, what the hell is that, bro? Bro, AI is getting out of hand, bro. Come on now, bro. Bro. Look, I love AI, but bro, come on now, bro. How the dudes in Miami? Bro, what? Yo, pause, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna answer that question, bro. Come on now, bro. Lock in, bro. Come on. We're not here for that, bro. Maybe you can ask some girl in here that maybe lives in Miami, but definitely not me, bro. David, how much did you put into your long-term investments, and when do you think you will get your money for those stocks from the investment payment? Wait. Let me read that again. I read too fast. And by the way, guys, we're kind of sweeping liquidity here, so we're starting to go back up. All right, so we're working our way into this inverse. So I guess we'll wait it out. All right. So Superman asked, David, how much did you put into your long-term investments or stocks or same thing, right? I ended up putting about so far I've put about $115,000 of my own money, and my investments are currently up at $130,000. So I'm up about $15,000 in pure profits from the capital gains. All right, and when do you think you will you will get your money from those stocks from the dividend payments? Every investment that I'm in pays on a different date. I'm currently in 3 investments, and you might, if you're following me, you probably are in the same thing. JPQ or JEPQ pays every first of the month. So in about maybe like a week and a half, we'll be getting paid a pretty good amount from JPQ. All right, then every 21st to 22nd of the month, BTCI and AIPI will pay out another set of dividends. All right, and that's pretty much it. So every first and last of the month, we're getting a paycheck from these investments. Every single month, passive income. Dude, I am so out of breath, bro. I always love when you're talking to a girl online and she looks skinny, then you go over then to the next photo, she's fine. Dude, it's angles, bro. Look, bro, sometimes in life, bro, if you got so far, bro, sometimes you gotta say fuck it and just go with it. You know what I mean? That's a winner mentality. You know what I mean? That's how it is. You guys might say I'm wrong, but am I really wrong? Think about it. I mean, too many dudes sitting in the middle of the road taking pictures of the cars. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. I'm one of them. Yo, do you think we have enough time to make breakfast? Dude, you have enough time to even take a nap, bro. You're good. This market is really not going anywhere right now. We're moving by like 20 points. Not even, maybe. 15 points. So yeah, you have more than enough time, bro. Yeah, you're good. Is 5K okay to start? Dude, any amount is okay to start as long as you have the discipline to really like continue averaging into your long-term investments. Like for example, every paycheck that you get from your job or every payout that you get from trading, put a percent of that into your long term. Guys, short term, it might look like, oh, bro, this $200 might not make me anything or whatever. But think in the next 10 years. What if you constantly put every single 2 weeks or every single month $200 to $400 to $500 into your investments? That adds up throughout the years. Think long term. It's a reason why it's called long term investments. All right, not short term. We're not scalping it. All right, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. Whoa. We got a good push up here. Whoever I told to go make breakfast, shit, rip to him, bro. Nah, we pushed up 15 points. That's nothing. Plus, how do you find the bias on the higher time frame? Identify the trend, identify the liquidity, identify if the deal has been swept or not. Boom, there you go. You have a trend or a bias. All right, just ask yourself, okay, did we take out liquidity? No. What's the trend? Bullish? Okay, we're going to go to this level of liquidity above. Okay, other scenario. Okay, the trend is bullish. Did we take out the level of liquidity above? Yes, my bias is bearish because we're getting a DOL sweep. All right, think about it like that. David, how have you been with the vertical? Bro, thank the Lord, bro. I slept it out. Thank the Lord, bro. I had it for maybe like a few days, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, bro. I was driving, and I completely forgot about it, and it just disappeared. I mean, I guess if you don't think about something, it's not there. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's been amazing. And by the way, bro, thank you so much for asking, bro. Bro took a break from talking and relaxed. It's all good, bro. It's my job, bro. It's what I enjoy doing. David, look at the crazy month that I've had. Bro, you are 10 bands, bro. Damn. Nah, dude, 14 bands in a month, bro. Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. I want everyone to get like that, bro. But I have to skip out on some chats, bro, so I can catch up with the most recent chats, guys. Hold on. And I just see bro. I scroll down and look at the first thing I see, bro. Come on now, bro. Let me have some privacy, bro. Let me see. David, why did MSTY go down even if it's not near the dividend date? Well, you gotta keep in mind that MSTY follows MSTR, so MSTR might be going down. Yep, that's exactly why. Right now, the market is kind of selling off, so remember, MSTY follows MSTR, and if MSTR is in a bearish trend, expect MSTY to be in a bearish trend as well. Yep, just like that. Right, so look at this, right? We gap down, strong candle down. Strong candle, strong candle. Look at MSTR. Strong candle down, strong candle, strong candle. Right? So it's following the same exact movement as MSTR. Right now, MSTR is just in a bearish trend, so we can recover sometime soon. But right now, it's just the market is just bearish. So I'm assuming Bitcoin is just dumping, maybe, because MSTR follows Bitcoin. Not really. I don't know. But yeah, MSTY is just dumping because of MSTR, pretty much. Dude, I am so out of breath. Anyways, all right, let's see what we got here. And we somehow flipped this candle from green to red. Nice. Bouncing off of the 15-minute gap. I guess. But like I said, guys, I'm not really interested in trading anything here. As long as the volume stays like this, I am not interested. Bro, that is crazy, bro. Congrats, bro, to your trading. Bro, cheers to that, bro. Cheers to that. Let me see what I got here to catch up on. Let me see. Someone said 14 bans in 1 month. I'd cry if I made that. Okay. Let me kind of give you something from my perspective. The way the human mind works is we kind of, okay, let's say you want something, right? Let's say, for example, right, you see a guy in a Lambo, right, driving around, and like from your perspective, like, this guy's life must be amazing, bro. No, he has a super hot chick, he has a Lambo, he probably has a big ass house with millions in the bank. All right. One thing I will tell you guys is when I first started trading, or when I first started seeing these payouts and like profitability in my trading, I'm like, bro, if I can get 5K a month, bro, that is enough to pay off for my dream car and my dream life. I would love it. Right? You then get to 5K a month and it's like, okay, well, what now? Right? I honestly don't feel anything. I kind of want 10K a month. Right? So you start dreaming and you hit 10K a month, right? God bless. Right? And you're like, okay, well, what now? I mean, I hit 10K a month. I'm feeling kind of the same. You guys would imagine. I mean, no, I don't want it to come out the wrong way. You might be like, oh, bro, like I pray to be in that position. And there's nothing wrong with being. It's a blessing. Like, God has his plan with you, and I mean, it's a blessing. But a lot of people think or say like, yo, if I can make 5K a month from my business, I would be so stressed without stress. No, I mean, it's like, if you can make 5K a month from your business or from trading, why can't you make 10? You make 10, why can't you make 20? You make 20, why can't you make 50? And sure, for like a good day or 2 days or for a week, you might feel like you're at the top of the world. I mean, you're the king of the world with making so much money. But after a while, that feeling dies down and you're like, okay, well, what now? Do you guys, look, I'm not trying to make it come out the wrong way. I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, but David, you're making X amount a month from payouts and Discord and this and that. Like, dude, be more great. No, I'm grateful. In fact, I'm probably more grateful than everyone in here. Like, dude, I pray to God every single day. In fact, multiple times a day, giving my thanks for this opportunity for my dream career, right? But what I'm trying to say is, guys, after you hit a certain goal, it's like that feeling dies down. It's like you will never be satisfied. You guys get what I'm saying? Like you will never be satisfied with what you have. So for example, bro, when I had the C8, when I got my the dream car, the C8, bro, I love that car to this day. But it's like that feeling that I had when I first got it compared to now. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what now? Now that I got a C8, bro, it's like I've experienced the power from the car and everything, and I want more. Now I want a Huracan. I get a Huracan, and then I want an SVJ. I get an SVJ, then I want a Bugatti or whatever it is. You're just never gonna be like satisfied. I'm really hoping I don't come out the wrong way, or I'm really hoping I don't come out seeming ungrateful. That's not what I mean by any means. And if that's what you think, bro, please rethink it. All right, it's a human nature. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you dream of making 14K a month, and you get there, and it's like, okay, well, I'm blessed, and I'm so thankful for this. But like now that now that I scaled up to 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, all the way up to 14K, it's like, why can't I make 20? Why can't I make 50? Why can't I make 100K a month? Do you get what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense, guys. I'm really praying that it makes sense to you guys. I don't want it to come out the wrong way and make it seem ungrateful. All right. The brain just wants what it doesn't have. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And look, let me kind of compare this to, and it applies with anything. It's not only money or materialistic stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of want to say something with love. I guess you can mix in between as well, because trust me, guys, I have had friends, and I've experienced it as well with some people that I've talked to, where it's like, yo, like I've had friends that they're like, yo, this girl is so bad, bro, or like, yo, like, dude, this girl's my dream girl, and all that stuff, which, it's good at the time, but it's like they want her so bad, and they get with her, and a few months later, it's like, yo, I'm in hell, bro. This girl's not it, bro. This is not worth it, blah blah. You know what I mean? I guess that's the same idea in a way. I guess you guys get what I'm saying. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, same thing goes with materialistic stuff, money, love, guys, girls, whatever you like. I don't know. You know what I mean? Good example. It's what I'm trying to say. And I'm sure you guys have been through it. Guys, there's about 460 of you guys active right now. I'm sure you guys have had your dream girl that you've had a huge crush on, or maybe not a dream girl, but a girl that you've had a crush on, or a guy. Yeah, I know there's a lot of girls in here as well. And it's like you talk to them, it's like, yo, I don't really want this guy anymore, or this girl anymore. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Let me see. Um, David is speaking from experience. Well, no, the people that I've talked to, I'm not gonna say huge shout out to them because this isn't a fucking promotion or something. But they've been cool people. I haven't had that experience, luckily, yet. But I have had friends that they're like, "Yo, this girl is running me dry in every way, every bad way. Money, mental. You know what I mean? Maybe not what you might be thinking about running dry, but you know what I mean? Like money, mental, whatever. You get the point." All right, let me see. I've had a Huracan for 5 years, and I'm selling this. I'm selling it this week. I'm so over it. And thinking about going with an yo, wait. And that's yo, but you should be the one on this stage, not me, bro. Yo, let me see. I'm thinking about going with an SUJ. It doesn't bring me happiness as the initial chase. I'm telling you guys, right, guys, these materialistic stuff, bro. You get an SVJ, you get a Lambo, you get a Huracan, whatever it is, right? It lasts a good month or so, but it dies down, bro. It really does die down. It's just how the human mind works. It's how the human nature works. See, I'm 35. I've been with plenty of women. By the way, guys, I know this trading thing, this live trading might sound like a podcast right now. It's just we're getting a little bit sidetracked here. We're just not trying to get bored, just watching paint dry in the market because it's not moving. That's why we're just, dude. That is one pretty ass Huracan. Wow. Congrats to you, bro. Congrats to you, my man. All right, anyways, let's see what we got here. All right, so I'm 35. I've been with plenty of women I want, and let me tell you, the best thing you could do is take care of yourself in the best way possible. You come first, no matter what, bro. You took the words out of my mouth, bro. That's exactly what I was trying to say, bro. You know what I mean? I've I've had friends, where they're like, yo, this girl is everything, bro. I'll give my life away to be with her or whatever. Psh, no, you wouldn't, bro. That's not how it is, bro. Because once you get with her, bro, psh, let me tell you, bro, it's not gonna be very fun. It's, you know what I mean? This is not a movie, bro. This is not a romance movie. This is real life, bro. You know what I mean? It's not always gonna be sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean? No, it's exactly. It's, look, I don't want to be a little like unprofessional here, but you're not really thinking with your mind, if you get what I'm saying, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? You're not at the time, you're not really thinking with your mind. I mean, don't do things that you're gonna regret. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, pretty much. Look, he said it for me. I didn't say it. You know what I mean? Trade some gold. I don't really like trading gold. I don't have too much experience with gold. Say it with the face cam, bro. When the sub is ready, bro. When the sub is ready. Uh, how long do you think prop firms will be around? Well, good question, actually. Really good. And we're finally back on the trading topic. I know we got a little bit sidetracked with cars, money, whatever. Whatever. Anyways, so trade in, I'm gonna call you not trading, trade in, is asking how long do you think prop firms will be around? And this is a question that goes around the community a lot, actually, because a lot of people, they're like, yo, I'm just now getting into trading. I know it might take a little bit of years for me to really see profitability, but I'm worried that the prop firm that I'm trading might not be around as long. All right, guys. And I have one answer for you, and it's a very straight up answer. I do not care if you guys love TGR. I don't care if you love Jadon. I don't care if your favorite trading influencer that you just love with your whole life, right? He changed your life and everything. Look, it's one thing being a mentor, and it's one thing being a business owner. A very important business owner, in fact. All right, managing a prop firm is very fucking very hard, very complicated. All right, I don't care if your favorite trading influencers like, oh guys, I just opened up a prop firm, come use it. Right? No, you do not use it, guys. Trust me, if you guys can prove me wrong and show me a trading influencer that has opened a prop firm and hasn't had any drama around it, I'll I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. Right? Just prove me wrong. TGR opened a prop firm. He's never mentioned a day in his life ever again. Why? Rug pulled. He not really rug pulled, but he had some drama around the money. Right? No payouts and whatever. Right? Then we have Jadon. Bro, Jadon was the worst of the worst. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, I used to like Jadon a lot, and I still have respect for him. You know, he's a cool guy, whatever. But what he did was the worst thing you could possibly do. All right, with yeah, that whole Jadon and Danny trade situation was really fucking bad. It killed all credibility behind his name. All right, sucks to see him go. Unfortunately, I don't think Jadon did anything on his part, but he was tied up with the name, so he does take the blame, unfortunately, because he is responsible for that. All right, the money changes people. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. All right, Jadon was once one of the best, most looked up to traders. In fact, I used to look up to Jadon, and seeing him go from options to futures and start promoting a prop firm, I already knew where it was going. All right, so let me actually answer your question. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. All right, how do I think prop firms will last? In fact, prop firms have already been lasting, guys. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but prop firms have been a thing for literally a decade now. Is a decade over 10 years? Yeah, right? Yeah. They're not, that's what I'm saying. Guys, Apex was found a little bit before quarantine. TopStep was founded in 2011. It's been a thing for more than 10 years. Guys, these firms have been a thing for longer than maybe some of you guys in here might be born. Well, maybe not. I hope not. Actually, yeah. Maybe not like that. But they've been around for some time. Is what I'm trying to. Yeah, I hope not. Yeah. You're born 2015? Bro, dude, you should be playing Roblox right now, bro. Not fucking trading, bro. But no, what I'm trying to say is, guys, is these firms have been around for a while, and they will stay around as long as these. Look, now here's what I'm trying to say. Right, these new firms, now that prop firms are becoming the next big thing, right? Everyone is trading prop firms. No one trades options. No one trades live accounts. It's all prop firms, right? These firms, they're like, oh, if I make a quick firm with the easiest rules in the world, maybe I can get a quick money grab and run away with the profits. And that's why I tell you guys, anytime some new firms comes out, do not use them until you get at least months upon months of backed data, if not years. Guys, I don't care. Look, the reason these long-term firms like TopStep and Apex are able to survive and outlast any of these new firms is because the rules they make. Guys, These rules are made so the firm survives. They don't want to be paying gamblers. They don't want to be paying someone that doesn't know how to trade. They want to be paying consistent traders that have an edge in the market and have a system. All right, guys. For example, Apex, it's known to have a lot of rules, and it might suck. I get it. But look, if you're a good trader, if you're actually a trader, not a gambler, those rules shouldn't apply to you. So anytime that I hear anyone complaining about Apex rules, I'm like, dude, the rules aren't the problem. You're the problem. All right? Because look, they might be saying, yo, Apex sucks. This new firm has no rules, and it's the best one in the world because it has no rules. Sure. Sure, go use it and see how long it lasts you. Because guys, I have had so many people that have gone to Fast Track Trading, Jadon's prop firm, what is it, TGR's prop firm, and I'm always getting complaints. I'm like, guys, like they're like, yo, like, oh man, like this firm, it's not paying me out, it's having issues, they're not replying to the support. Look, man, I told you. Anytime, look, for my new traders in here, stick to the only two prop firms, Apex, Top Step. Why, guys? Not only are they cheap already, they're priced at a reasonable price. But bro, do not go to these new firms, bro. These are money grabs. All right, they're not in here for the community. They're in here for the money, which is why you see so many rug pulls happening every single day on these prop firms. All right, bro. My fund of futures as well. I'm sure you can. Yeah, it's there. Yeah. But for me, Top Step Apex is the one that I've used. But yeah, my fund the futures is also a good one. I just never used it, so I'm not gonna tell you guys that I suggest it. All right? Yeah, you better, man. Bro, pause, bro. Come on now, bro. David, when do you think I would call it? Probably soon, bro. Probably soon. If the market doesn't move. MFF is actually the cheapest right now. I do know MFF is a good one. The only reason I'm not suggesting it to you guys yet, I'm not really saying to avoid it, but I'm not suggesting it either. Is because guys, I've never used them. I'm guys, how do I say this? I'm like, no, I don't want to say it like this, but like, I want to make sure that something that I use, like, if you guys want to use it, I want to make sure that I use this first to make sure that it's good, it's stable, and it's reliable for you guys, so you guys don't have to worry about anything on your end. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you guys see me like a mentor. You know what I mean? I want to make sure you guys are getting the best of the best, which is why I suggest Apex and Top Step at all times. All right. Anyways, let me drink some water here. Just put the trade in the bag, bro. TPT. There's not enough research on that one. I'm not gonna give you guys any opinions on TPT because I don't know too much about it. Now, one thing I will say is Tradeify is an up and coming firm that I do like. It's a new one, and there's not too much data behind it, but with its long-term plans, it seems pretty good. Didn't they have a leak? All firms had a leak, a data leak. Yes. The main one being Top Step. Yes, but it happens, bro. The data leaks all the time, bro. On Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, bro, you name it. There's been a data leak sometime soon. You know what I mean? Random, but for the folks in here that really want to take a trade, but realize that we may not during the AM session. Just has so much more value in this community than just trading. Oh, thank you, man. Listen to your mentor. Most of you guys will see no trades and get off, but yeah, I mean, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I get bored sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? But thank you for the bro. Thank you for the kind words, bro. Take profit trader is definitely legit. I never said it wasn't. I'm just saying that I don't have an opinion on it because I've never done my research on them. I don't know how the payouts work or any of that. I mean, like I said, guys, I will never give you guys a biased opinion. I'll always give you guys a straight up opinion on well, that's what bias means, but you guys get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you guys like oh guys, I use Top Step so every other firm sucks. No, there's good firms out there. I'm not saying that there isn't. You know what I mean? I just have to do my research and make sure I'm giving you guys something good. You know what I mean? Because let's say, for example, I give you guys a prop firm and tomorrow they rug pull everyone, right? Whose name is tied up to that prop firm? Me. Why? Because I was suggesting it. You know what I mean? So I need to make sure that my community, my business, it revolves around what I say. You know what I mean? So, and that revolves around prop firms. All right. But yeah. Okay, let me see here. David, make a video comparing a move that's considered an impulsive move and one that is not. Like, please do a side-by-side comparison or something. You know what? I got you. And the reason I'm saying I got you is because you are definitely not the first, and you're definitely not going to be the last person that has asked how do I know what's an impulse move and what's not? So there's the thing is there's no specific thing that I look for in the market. I just look for a very aggressive candle. It's really hard to explain. In fact, I'm able to explain everything and anything in the market, which is why obviously you guys like the way I explain, like the way I trade and everything, because I know how to explain it. You know what I mean? I consider myself a pretty good teacher, I would say, right? But the problem is the one thing I, alongside others, can't explain is volume. And the reason I'm saying I can't really explain volume is because, guys, every single day would be a different type of. For example, right? Let me show you guys another life example, right? Look. So I believe in God, right? Obviously, and you might be wondering, like, yo, what are you trying to get into? Hear me out, right? The way God made us, right? It's with a certain DNA strand, right? And you might be like, yo, what the hell are you talking? Just hear me out, all right? God made us with a certain DNA strand, meaning that no one in the world, whether it's quintillions, quadrillions, whatever it is, that number, right? However many people are born, there will never be that same exact person. There will never be a clone of that person. All right. Same thing goes with the market. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah. Same thing goes with the market. Every single day, although we're all human here, I would hope so, right? Yeah, I really, the market is the same way. Think of these candles as all humans, but every candle has a different DNA strand. That different DNA strand is the volume in the market. Every day will be a different type of volume, whether it's really good, it might be similar. For example, twins in real life, right? You might have a twin sister or a twin brother where you guys look identical, but you're not, right? The market goes the same way, right? There are certain markets, hold on. There are certain markets that look pretty identical, but they're not, right? So this is definitely high talk. No, but hear me out. Hear me out. Is it making sense? I hope it is. Bro, I just read what you said. Anyways, is it making sense? Hopefully it is, right? But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is, it's the one thing I can't explain is volume in the market because I can't show you guys one specific example and the next day we get an example or we get that example maybe a little bit less or a little bit stronger. You get what I'm saying? It's just really hard to explain. So I try explaining to you guys as simple as I can on how to understand impulses in the market, but there will never be a very clear example as to, you know what I mean? It's really hard to explain. I'm gonna try to make a video on it. I'm gonna try a keyword try. It's not guaranteed, but I'm gonna try my best. All right, it's just that's the one thing me alongside many others can't explain is volume in the market. Because to some people, a 20-point candle might be volatile with their model, but for me, a 40-point candle is the bare minimum. You know, so it's very complicated to kind of explain. But yeah, hopefully that human example made sense. It made sense in my head, but you know what I mean. Anyways, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, bro. I don't want to get off, but it's like we have a setup here and we have a read and everything, which is amazing. But it's so slow, bro. Like the setup might work out maybe later, if not tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yo, David, do you think your strategy will ever stop working or get a lower win rate? Actually, I had this topic with my mentorship class yesterday, and to sum it all up, no. Let me explain. All right, let me give you guys yet another real world example. I really like these real world examples. All right, okay. So think of the market as a seasonal market, right? The Earth has a few seasons, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a little slow, so I don't know all of them, or maybe I might forget all of them. But we have winter, we have summer, we have fall, we have spring, right? We have rainy weather, we have snowy weather, we have humid weather, we have very dry weather. Autumn, yeah, as well, right? Think about it like that, right? Weathers in the world, right? Think of the market in the same way, right? Now, let's say you live somewhere where it snows, right? With your car, do you know that you have to have snow tires and regular tires, right? Think about it, right? Snow tires, regular tires, rain tires if you're racing F1, there's special tires for every type of situation, right? Same thing goes with the market. The market, think of the market conditions as the weather around the world, right? Some market conditions could be rainy, which is choppy. Some days might be very sunny, which is a very volatile day, right? Think about it like that, right? In certain market or some days might be snowy, right? Like, the market snowing, as in, I don't know, whatever you think the market would look like. I don't know, chop or something. I don't know, maybe very indecisive, volatile, something like that, right? So what I'm trying to get into here, guys, is your strategy should depend on the certain market condition. You guys might realize some months you guys might have, or we might have 100-point trades every single day of the month, right? Which is amazing, right? Think of that as a summer season, right? Summer weather, summer season, or whatever, right? So for our car, we'll be using regular tires so we can get grip on the road. All right. Now, if you're using those summer tires when it's snowing, you're going to be spinning out and losing control every 2 seconds. Same thing goes in the market. All right. In the market, what we have here is a very choppy market. Our strategy revolves around a volatile market, meaning that if we're trying to trade a volatile strategy in a choppy market, what's going to happen? You're going to spin out. You know what I mean? You're going to lose control of the market and you're not going to make money. So it all depends on market conditions. All right. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. All right. Dude, Emmett, you said the same thing 3 times, bro, and notice how no one is responding, bro. I don't know what you want me to tell you, bro. I mean, bro, like, what do you want me to do, bro? This market is super slow, bro. But yeah. No, but I'm not going over that shit again, bro. W rate speed? 100%, bro. 100%. I think we should come back when we have a setup. 100%. I'm not going to force anything out. Don't worry. Dude, guys, the only way you guys can... In fact, let me not say it. Can we force something, please? I got you guys. No, shit. But anyways. It's sunny outside right now, bro. Do I go long? I mean... Dude, the stars are aligning. Guys, you know what's crazy? I've seen some traders that they trade based off how stars are aligned. Is that crazy? And I'm being so serious. Are they profitable? I don't know, actually. Look, I'm not one to be like, oh, that sounds so dumb. That's so unprofitable. But let me search it up. I know that I've seen it on Twitter. There are like some traders that, I'm being serious, they trade based off how stars are aligned. I'm not gonna comment on this. I'm not either, but I'm curious. Let me search up. What do you even search up in that case? Let me see. Trading strategy where you go based off how stars are aligned. What is that called? Astrology or something? Like an astrology girl or something? Oh, found it. Bitcoin form. I have a trading strategy that may help you. Yo, it's actually real. Now, obviously, I mean, I don't really think, like, I don't think 0.00002% of the world will trade it, but so is that one person. I mean, that's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Imagine if it does work. Bro, imagine I'm live trading. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm looking to take longs because that star up there right above me is pointed left. Bro, yo. Dude, I'll be beyond cooked, bro. The moon cycles do affect crude oil and gas trading. I will say, though, hear me out. In a way, you're right. But maybe not based off moon cycles, but space has to do with trading. Hear me out. All right? Now, hear me out, guys. So the way oil, if I'm not mistaken, the way oil moves, or the oil stock, or, the oil market, the way it moves is based off how much oil is inside of the thingy, whatever it's called, that little circular thing. You guys get what I'm saying? That thing, right? So what I've seen many billionaires do, no, I'm actually being, like, it's a proven thing. Like, so there's this one billionaire that he used to trade oil, and what he would do is, I'm pretty sure he bought a satellite, I think it was called, that is above the oil things, and he reads how much oil is in the thing, right? And obviously the markets are dependent on the oil, obviously oil prices and everything depending on the supply. Measuring the tanker. Exactly. There you go. You see, I'm not being crazy. I'm not crazy, but it's actually true. There's a few, I'm gonna say billionaires, because a millionaire can't afford a satellite in space unless you can. I don't know how much they go for, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah, there's this there's a few billionaires that I've read about online that they created a very special satellite that goes into space and it specifically measures the tanks for the oil, and he takes trades based off that, and it actually goes in his way, and it's pretty much like a guaranteed strategy. Barrels? No, no, not barrels. It's like, okay, if you guys have played Fortnite, do you guys remember in the map chapter 2, the purple map do you guys know what I'm talking about? Um, no, not the storm, bro. Hold on, let me show you guys. This is what I'm talking about. Fortnite chapter 2 map. It's called let me see. It was called Steamy Stacks. Steamy Stack. Look, I'm talking about this, guys. This right here. I don't know what it's called in real life, but I do know what it's called on Fortnite. This right here, right? So what they do is with all the oil being held in these like things, whatever it's called. What is it called, guys? A reactor? That is not a reactor, bro. It's like for oil, bro. Looks like a nuclear plant. Not with nuclear stuff in it, bro. Not it has oil in it. Bro, hold on. Oil rigs with huge oil tanks. I guess these things right here, right here. All right, guys. So some companies, they have these things open, and what these billionaires do is they have satellites tracking these specific tanks things with the amount of oil that it has, and that affects the stock of the or the price of the oil, and they make hella money off that. It's pretty much an infinite money glitch. So that's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? How manipulated it could be. But I'm talking about these things right here. These things that carry oil, pretty much. The oil tanks. That's what I said. A big white pause, but oil tank. But yeah. Blast the 15-minute IFEG or bounce. I am not taking anything inside of this range, guys. Inside this 15-minute right here, I'm not taking it because, guys, if we take longs off this inverse right here, we're going to go straight into the next fair value gap, which I'm trying to get it longs from. So instead of entering from here, I want to enter from here. I got you, Sully. Give me 1 second. Let me take a breather. Oof. Hold up. Okay, I'm good. All right, market is cooked today. It is. It really is. But it's fine. I mean, as long as we're not red, we're chilling. You know what I mean? We're still super green from yesterday. So, who's to complain? Anyways, David, can you explain your one-on-one, please? How is it structured, etc.? Okay, well, obviously, I don't want you guys to think that, you know what I mean, I'm promoting all one. I don't really promote it that much. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But pretty much what I do in there is I have a few things, right? So I do, obviously, one-on-ones. It's in the name. I do one-on-one calls anytime that you'd like. Although lately I have been really busy, so I haven't really been able to catch up on it too much. But I do one-on-ones. I do group classes. There's no time limit behind them. I do them pretty much daily, or I try to do them daily. Sometimes, you know, life gets in the way. And I have a Google Drive with dozens of videos with about 45 plus hours of content on anything that you might have questioned. All right, so that's pretty much it. I mean, don't expect me to go to your house and like give you a massage while you're trading or whatever. And no, that's not how it is. You know what I mean? I'm just helping you out, you know, a little bit on a more hands. No. Pause, bro. Pause. But like, it's like me giving you an extra hand on your trading journey. Like, if you need that one-on-one help, it's there for you. You know what I mean? I don't know why I gave out that example. Because yeah, look at the chat, bro. But yeah. No, I don't offer massages, bro. How can I sign up? Here, I can send you the link right here. Let me send it over. Let me see. Hold up. I gotta find the link here. Right over. Where can I find the link? Let me see. That's how much I don't promote it, guys. I don't even know where the link for the mentorship is. Hold on. Oh, found it. right here. There you go. No, Larry, I don't. I think the market is gonna park here for today. Honestly, I think the same thing. I probably it's probably gonna chop up for a long time. But yeah, would you guys be down to come back later? Because I'm seeing a lot of you guys are getting off for today, or for now at least. It's like we have the setup here. It's just gonna take a little bit longer for us to really get that entry. Oh wait, guys, my furniture place is calling me. Give me 1 sec. Hello? Yeah, yeah. 30 minutes? Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. All right, see you soon. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, I would love to stay on the live and yap more about anything but trading, but my furniture is getting here in 30 minutes, and I have not even showered this morning, so I have to run. Because, dude, I'm gonna sleep there tonight, so because the bed is getting there. All right, scripted? No, no, no. I promise you. No, bro, I'm not capping, bro. Anyways, guys, I'm being dead ass. I'm actually being dead ass. Anyways, guys, like I said on Monday, before you guys get off, I did say that don't worry, if I do see a trade later today, I will put it out. Just I won't be at my setup, so I won't be able to go live, but I will alert it. All right. I owe you a trade. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I don't owe you anything in this market, bro. I'm trying here. I'm trying. All right. We've been on live for the last 2 or 3 hours. All right, bro. I'm trying here. I'm trying. All right. But the market is not giving us much to work with. All right. But yeah, like I said, guys, for the remainders until I kind of move out completely, because right now I'm putting the bed in on my table. I ordered a new table from Amazon. It gets here tomorrow. Once the table gets here, guys, I'm gonna start building my office. So by Friday, maybe next week, I'm gonna say next week, I should be fully moved in. All right, so we should have better streams, better everything. All right, guys. But yeah, in the meantime, I gotta go get to pretty much helping the guy build the bed. And yeah, all right, guys. Super fun stream today. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch a trade due to the market conditions. Very slow, very choppy, very indecisive. But once again, if something does come out later today, I will alert you. So please keep your notifications on, because I don't want to hear anyone saying, oh, I missed a trade because I didn't see it. No, you did see it. It was there. All right. So yeah. All right, guys. Anyways, I'm going to get off. Guys, go take a breather off the charts. Obviously, we're not going to get anything anytime soon. Well, typically the way it goes is I get off and we rip, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, try not trading anything in this market. Don't really force anything out here. It's not really that worth it. So yeah. All right, guys, get off. Keep your notifications on. I'll keep my phone on the charts, while I'm driving or whatever. Hopefully nothing happens. But if I see something, I'll let you guys know ASAP. All right, guys. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys later today. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys were able to enjoy the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't catch any trades today. Nothing crazy. The market was very, very slow, although we did have some setups, and we still do have a bias. I will be trading for the PM session. I am looking for longs very soon off this inverse. We have all of the confirmations lined up. It's just the volume is very, very slow. So yeah, what I mean, we're still waiting on it. But regardless, we are still super good on the week, so I'm not really complaining about anything. But yeah. Once again, if you guys are interested in joining the premium, guys, click the first link in the description. If you guys use code exclusive, it will apply 75% off any premium upgrade. All right, guys, this will give you guys access to the PM live trading for today and every other day. And yeah, so if you guys use this in the chat, use code exclusive. I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, but I'm really hoping to see you guys in the winning side. I will be going live tomorrow, same time as always, tomorrow and Friday at 9:40 a.m. EST. Hopefully, you're able to get some more trades for tomorrow. Like I said, we're still super green on the week. The only trade that we caught this week was a 150-point trade, which was this one right over here, right? The one from yesterday, right? Which I'm sure you guys caught and tuned in and saw. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm going to get off for now. I got to go get to building the furniture. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. I'll be active on Discord. So if you guys have any questions, let me know there. Join with the link in the chat. Use code exclusive for 75% off any premium upgrade. And I'll see you guys there. All right, guys. Peace out. Enjoy your days. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry for the rush. I just have to go really quick. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your days.